So, Sonic Project 06. If you've never heard of it, it's basically a fan-made remake of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, without the hub worlds or story or bosses. Everyone knows the game though, right? The one everyone swears is the worst Sonic title ever made? I can't personally confirm that because I've never played the original Sonic 06. But I have played Project 06, and honestly, it's a blast. I've S-ranked every single Sonic stage, and I've replayed them more times than I want to admit. And somewhere along the way, I thought, hey, why not rank all of them? So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm judging each level on 4 things: gameplay, how fun is it to actually play, environment, how cool the level looks and feels, music, because Sonic music is half the experience, and replay value, how often I'm willing to come back to it. With all that out of the way, let's get started. Kicking off the list with number 9, we've got Tropical Jungle, a level I'm not exactly a fan of. It's not terrible, and it actually has a few things going for it. For one, this might be the most open-ended level in the entire game. Every time I play it, I find some new alternate path or hidden little nook I didn't know existed. It's short, but it's really open. And that part is genuinely really cool. But then the problems start. First off, this is one of only 2 levels in the whole game where I don't listen to the music outside of the gameplay. It's not bad music, it's just not my taste. And second, yep, this is an Elise carrying level. Because apparently, this lady's legs don't work. Which means your movement is restricted. No bounce bracelet, no spin dash, just a homing attack and light speed dash. And you've got a shield that basically makes you invincible, but you have to use it on the water because if even a single drop touches Sonic's shoe, he's instantly dead. No mercy. Touch water, you perish. I'll give the level credit for the environment though. The jungle looks great, and the short ancient ruins section is right up my alley. Everyone knows I love ancient ruins. Too bad that part lasts about 5 seconds. Also, swinging through the trees and zipping across the canopy is fun. It's just over way too fast. And then there's the S rank. Oh boy, getting the S rank in this level is a pain. Most stages give you plenty of opportunities to rack up 50,000 points so you can get the S rank. But Tropical Jungle is so short that even with a great time bonus, you basically need a perfect run. You have to know exactly where every enemy and every point bonus opportunity is in this level to get the S rank. It took me longer than any other stage in the entire game to S rank it. The only reason I've replayed this stage as much as I have is because I was desperately trying to get that S rank. It took me forever. So while Tropical Jungle isn't awful, so to say, it's definitely the weakest stage in the entire game, so it sits firmly at the number 9 spot. Coming in at number 8 is Dusty Desert, a level that earns a few points right out the gate simply because it has ancient ruins. And if you know me, I'm a sucker for ancient ruins. Aesthetically, the level looks solid. The music here is fine. It's got that Arabian desert adventure vibe going on, and it fits the stage well enough. This is also that other level I mentioned where you're carrying Princess Elise. So, yay! Restricted movement! As a whole, Dusty Desert is the definition of a mid-tier level. It's not terrible, but it's not something I ever replay for fun. The only times I've ever come back to it were when I was trying to S-rank everything, and even then, I wasn't exactly thrilled about it. There's also that section near the end with the weird little pillars. For some reason, I always mess up that part and fall like 3 times in a row. Every single time. At least the level is short, so the punishment doesn't last long. So yeah, Dusty Desert isn't awful, but it's not memorable either. It looks nice, it sounds okay, but it doesn't offer much that makes me want to revisit it. And that's why it lands here at number 8. At number 7, we've got Aquatic Base, easily the most linear level in the entire game. But honestly, that doesn't make it bad. In fact, the environment is actually pretty cool. An underwater Eggman base is a unique idea. Even though you're running through a lot of metal corridors, there are plenty of spots where you can see out into the ocean, and it gives the whole place a distinct atmosphere. It's also kind of funny that Sonic 06 technically gives Eggman 2 bases, this one and White Acropolis. Unless they're connected somehow and are the same base, but I haven't played the original game, so your guess is as good as mine. Gameplay-wise, Aquatic Base is straightforward. You've got these weird bubble ball things you interact with. I still don't know what they are. Plus, lots of homing attack chains, and tons of enemies to wipe out. And because there are so many enemies here, getting an S rank here is actually pretty easily. Just destroy everything in sight and the points rack up fast. As for the music, it's decent. I prefer Phase 1 over Phase 2, or Level 1 and Level 2, as the soundtrack calls them. Level 1 is definitely the stronger track, even if I have absolutely no idea what the vocalist is saying here. It sounds like they're saying, "I need out," but you tell me in the comments down below, because honestly, I have no idea. Overall, Aquatic Base is solid. Not amazing, not bad, just a clean, linear level with a cool underwater vibe. And that's why it lands here at number 7. At number 6, we've got Flame Core, a pretty interesting level with one very specific complaint I need to get out of the way immediately. The music. Not that it's bad, but because the first track absolutely slaps. You start the level with this awesome rock theme that fits the volcanic setting perfectly. And then halfway through, the music suddenly switches to this slow, atmospheric piece. The problem is, the environment hasn't really changed. In most levels, when the music shifts, it's because the scenery or tone shifts with it. But here, the second half looks almost identical to the first. Sure, there are a few new caves, but nothing drastic enough to justify a huge musical mood swing. If you look at gameplay footage side by side, both halves look like they're taking place in the exact same area. So why the dramatic soundtrack change? I genuinely don't get it. Outside of that though, Flame Core is pretty cool. The whole level takes place around and inside a volcano. And I've got to give it props for one thing. The lava damage. Instead of instantly killing you or making you lose all your rings, the game slowly drains your rings over time. Most Sonic games would have just said, nope, you touch the lava, goodbye. But this one actually gives you a chance to recover. Respect. The environment is solid too. There are some fun platforming challenges, like hopping across floating rocks in the magma, and using them as temporary platforms. It's a neat idea, and it keeps the level engaging. Overall, Flame Core is a decent stage, with some cool ideas. But man, that music shift holds it back. The first theme is a million times better than the second, and I wish the level kept that energy all the way through it. Coming in at number 5 is White Acropolis. And yeah, this level is pretty cool. It starts off with Sonic snowboarding, and right away, you get a ton of alternate paths to take. The snowboard itself is a lot of fun, and there's even a moment where a giant snowball chases you. If it hits you, Sonic gets one of the funniest death animations in the entire game. I don't know if it was intentional, but it cracks me up every time. The first half is basically a downhill ride into Eggman's base, and then the second half takes place at the actual base itself, not the inside, but the outside of it. The scenery looks great, and you've got these searchlights you need to avoid. If they spot you, enemies spawn in. But here's the fun part. As Sonic, you can actually homing attack up the searchlight pole and destroy it. I have no idea if that was meant to be possible, but it works. Meanwhile, Tails has to fly up and ring bomb them, because of course he does. Yes, there's a Tails section in this level. There's also plenty of open areas to run around in, which gives the stage a nice sense of freedom. And the music? Amazing. Both themes in White Acropolis are fantastic, and I cannot wait to cover them in the style of Nova Rebellion. If you're curious, I got a second channel where I post video game music covers. Links in the description if you want to check it out. Overall, White Acropolis is stylish, fun, and full of personality, which is why it lands here at number 5. At number 4, we've got Radical Train, and honestly, I have nothing bad to say about this level. Normally, I would hate a stage that technically puts you on a time limit, but this one is so generous, it might as well not exist. It's like the time limit in Green Forest or White Jungle from Sonic Adventure 2. It's there, but I don't know a single person who's ever actually run it out. It's basically a suggestion. One thing that surprised me on my first few runs were these power pole looking things. I always assumed they were way too high to interact with, until I realized you can homing attack up to them and grind on top of them, which is a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. Aesthetically, Radical Train looks great. The music is really good, and the Mach speed section is one of the best in the game. Sure, you can break it in hilarious ways if you go too fast, but honestly, that just adds to the charm. And the final chase, Sonic sprinting after a moving train at full speed, is pure spectacle. It's fast, it's fun, and it feels awesome every single time. Overall, Radical Train nails everything it sets out to do. Great music, great gameplay, great energy. I genuinely don't have anything bad to say about it. That's why it lands comfortably at number 4. At number 3, we have Crisis City, also known as Spectacle the Level. And honestly, that's the perfect name for it, because this stage is almost pure spectacle from start to finish. Sure, there's plenty of gameplay in the level, and it's not really automated. And it can definitely get pretty tough, but the main goal seems to be blowing your mind every 5 seconds. You're literally running through a burning city. The level starts with Sonic skateboarding or snowboarding, whatever you want to call it, down collapsing skyscrapers while explosions go off everywhere. You're pulling tricks off ramps like you're doing some kind of apocalyptic X Games. Then you're sprinting through the ruined skyline, doing wild jumps with debris flying past your face. It genuinely feels like a Michael Bay Sonic level. And I mean that in the most chaotic way possible. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, the game says, hey, what if we put floating platforms in a giant wind tunnel? So now you're hopping across platforms suspended in midair because why not? Wind currents. And then of course, you run from a flaming tornado at the end of it. Even Michael Bay doesn't go this hard. The whole level is insane, over the top, and honestly, a ton of fun. The music is great too, and I completely understand why Crisis City made it into Sonic Generations. It's not the best level in Project 06, but it's absolutely one of the most memorable, and that's why it lands here at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Wave Ocean, and this level is just fantastic. Right from the start, the music hits hard. Both tracks are great, though I personally prefer the inlet over the water's edge. It sets the perfect tone for what is basically this game's Emerald Coast. You've got the orca chase, the bright blue water, the beachside scenery. It really feels like a modern throwback to Sonic Adventure 1. As Sonic, the level is pretty short, but that actually works in its favor, because it's a perfect introduction to the controls and overall flow of Project 06. The scenery is gorgeous, with dolphins jumping in the background, tons of alternate paths to discover. There's even a short tail section that, while brief, is still fun. And then there's the Mach Speed section, easily one of the best in the game. I pretty much mastered this level at this point, and it's still a blast every time I replay it. Though I do have one question. Why is Sonic chasing a flying battleship on foot? I don't know why, but it's absolutely hilarious. And I'm not complaining. Wave Ocean is fast, fun, and replayable, and packed with charm. It's one of the levels I come back to the most, and that's why it earns its spot as number 2 on my list. We only have one more entry to go, my absolute favorite level in the entire game. But before we do that, commercial break. Hey! You're finally awake! Let me guess, you just paid $80 to play Skyrim again on the Nintendo Switch 2 for the 15th time! Bethesda, what are you doing? Did you forget how to make new games? Or did Todd Howard spend the entire creativity budget on sweet rolls again? So listen up, maggots! While Bethesda is busy selling you the same game on a different console, Centurion Dragon Studios is actually making new content! You could pay $80 to buy Skyrim for the 15th time, or you could spend $4 and get a brand new game on your PC. I know math is a little hard when you've bought Skyrim more times than you've bought groceries, so let me help you out. 4 is smaller than 80. Way smaller. Embarrassingly smaller. $4, that's less than a Starbucks drink that tastes like melted crayons. And unlike Skyrim, Nova Rebellion doesn't crash because you stared at a cabbage too aggressively!
Cabbages!
So go and buy Nova Rebellion and rock the galaxy! Hey, don't be too mad at me. I have to pay my bills somehow. Anyway, where were we at? Oh yeah, my number one stage in the entirety of Sonic Project 06 is Kingdom Valley! Do I even need to say anything beyond ancient ruins? You already know I'm in love. This is easily the longest level in Project 06, but it never drags. In fact, it's such a good ride that I never get tired of it. The level is split into 4 full sections, and every single one of them is awesome. You'd think a stage this long would get boring, but nope, I could run around these ruins all day and not get bored. The first section has you making your way towards the castle, running through what looks like a valley or a canyon. Gee, I wonder how the level got its name. Then the next 2 sections take you inside the castle and the area around the castle, and the atmosphere is incredible. There's even a silver section, and while I'm not the biggest fan of Silver's gameplay, it's short and it's easy once you know what you're doing. And you get back to Sonic pretty quickly. You ride wind trails, blast through castle walls, and just tear your way through this ancient kingdom like it's your personal playground. It's fun as heck. And then there's the final stretch, the Mach Speed section. This is easily the hardest Mach Speed section in the entire game. Let me be clear, you cannot go full speed here. You will die. But once you learn how to regulate your speed, it becomes manageable. And honestly, really satisfying. Plus, it's gorgeous. Though I do have one question. Why is the water flowing upward here? Are we in some sort of anti-gravity kingdom? I don't know, but it looks cool, so I'll take it. The music is fantastic too. It's not rock heavy like some of the other tracks, but I still love it. It's easily one of my favorite tracks in the game. Kingdom Valley simply has everything I love in a level. Ancient ruins, great pacing, beautiful scenery, fun gameplay, and a killer soundtrack. It's the full package, and that's why it takes the number 1 spot. And that's my full ranking of Sonic Project 06 levels. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the list down below. Drop your own ranking in the comments or share it in the Discord server. Links will be in the description. And that's all for today. This is the Anti-Gamer Slayer, signing off!